Hello, everybody. This is Carol from Friendly Quail. I'm doing a flip through today of my Italian journal. Thanks for being with me today. I appreciate all of you. I had put this off for a while and then I got back at it and it all worked out. I changed something that I didn't like and then went like crazy to finish it up. Okay, so it's inside of a box. This is a cigar box that I got from a friend whose husband smokes cigars. And it happened, well, I'll show you when I get inside. I put covered things with washi tape and scrapbook paper, cardstock, and put some different things on the top to do a collage. This is Da Vinci's Man, can't remember the name of it, where he has the man with his hands out and then up. It's hard to see. It's light. But this is the box. Now, the reason I did this is because it says inside House of Capulet and Romeo and Julieta. So I left that. This was paper and there was a tear up in here. So I put a piece of cardstock and I did some labels, and Italy is a dream that keeps returning for the rest of your life. Okay. And then inside the box is the journal itself. And I have like a doily so you can lift it out. Also keeps it off the wood. So I'm going to put the box aside and bring in the journal. So I have a closure that's wrapped around. It's got a grommet here on this side, and then it goes around, and I have some. Oops, I got that down kind of far. It goes in like that. Now, if she wants a bow instead, this could be readjusted so that it would have to be uneven, like now it's even. And I have some brass leaf charms on it. And I've put some labels on the back, like Anna from Made by Graneth, which I do on all of my journals now, just like she does. I just think it adds a lot. I had some coffee dyed lace. This is one lace, and then this was another lace, and I glued that on and put this over here. I had painted over the spine with some brown paint, and so that you didn't see any writing coming through or anything, because this is a newer book, which I kind of roughed up to try to make look old, but I didn't like that you could see through here, so I painted. This is a woman in traditional Sardinian costume, I guess you would call it, garb. And I did sew around here, which Anna recommended I do, and I liked it a lot better once I did. And having the lace under helps too. And then I have Italy with my little button letters that I made in a Try Something New Tuesday. So when you open it up, oh, my little dangles are getting caught on this thing here. This is what I didn't like my beginning. I had a Welcome to Sardinia thing on here, and it just didn't look good. So I redid this page with a painting of an Italian woman. And this is actually it's a plastic coaster that I got 4 for $1 at a thrift store, and I thought it made a nice pocket and, you know, kind of balanced off her. And I have in there with my homemade cardstock, and this is, I had made a masterboard and I scanned it and then I printed it. So this is like a Tim Holtz thing, but it's not on here. It was on the masterboard. So this here says, I don't need therapy, I just need to go to Italy. I have destination written down here. And what I've done is I've put a brad in here so that this swings around and you can write on the back, the whole back. And you could also write on here underneath. So that's the coming in, and I just thought it looked really good. And I put some texture paste on this page here underneath so that you can see it through here. I thought that added something that was nice. And this is a digital. I have this digital at, well, there's a variety of them, as the first page of each signature. And when you turn here, I have this little, I better make sure I'm in frame. Yeah. Down a little bit. So I think you could see that. This is just a little card. It says Travelog, and it has date, weather, location. And it's got a little clip from Tim Holtz holding it on here. So she can put her trip details on there. I used some pages from a book, Victorola Book of the Opera. And I should write the date that book is from. It's early 20th century. But anyway, they sold recordings of operas, and you could get them in various languages. If you wanted it in Italian, you could get it in Italian. If you wanted it in English, they had someone do it in English. So this, I just thought that was such a pretty plate. Some onion skin. This is coffee dyed, and I put a little piece of lace down here, and it's a vintage or antique, I'm not sure, but it's old. And this is a little kind of like a stamp thing that I put on. All right, and get to this page. This is here to reinforce this edge, because this paper was old music paper, and it isn't, it cracks where the folds are. So what I did is I folded that over and I made a pocket. I stenciled on here. This little thing is to hold this in. I got some, I made it look old, tried to make it look old, some Italian papers. And I just put that in so you can journal. She can journal on it. And this is one I made in my Try Something New. Well, no, I didn't. I did it, showed it in a flip through and sent it to Anna to find out how to do it. I thought this little girl looked kind of Italian, and the Traveler is on there. So that I put that one in here. And this is to just kind of hold the stuff in place. It's just like a little tab down there. Okay, so I have lace on one page in each signature, and there are 6 signatures. This is just a little gold gear. Okay, and then we get the rest of the pages from in here. It is a hollow back spine so that the pages lay open nice. I really like doing that. And then this is the last page of the signature, and this is out of one of my homemade cardstocks, and I made this tag. I backed it with coffee dyed paper, and then I put one of these on. This is I made in a video. So like a little policy envelope, where I used a real envelope to do it underneath. And then I just put this little, it looks like it's supposed to look like a receipt from, I forgot to do one of the parts of the distressing, so I'm going to leave it like that till I do that. Okay, so this is the end of the first signature, beginning of the second. I did a little stenciling with grapes and leaves. This is another opera page. I just love all these pictures. This was from a book, and it had estimated population in 1977, actually, but it had Italy in the estimated population. Okay, and coffee dyed paper, and then this is from Polite Society at Home and Abroad. They had a lot of illustrations, and I only used a couple in that book, but I saved them because they make great flip outs. So this is actually a magazine page from Cosmopolitan, and it was I took it apart, so it's got like where the staples were, because it was bound that way with the staples going up and down, and has some old advertisements. And this is here it says January 1936. This is a pocket that the butterfly you have to unhitch, and then this is one of the ones I made with my homemade cardstock, and Tim Holtz flower, so that you can see it through the envelope. I do have a video of how to do this on my channel. This is just postcard sticker. And then I did a little grapevine with the leaves, stenciling, opera, and here we have more stenciling with the grapevine. And this signature, beginning of the next one. Okay, we have an opera page. Here's where the lace is, and I have a little feather, and this is a feather stencil, so it kind of goes with that. This is a page of vintage ledger, and I had to do a little repair on there with my faux old cellophane tape. And oh, this is coffee dyed, and this was a book page, and I just put it onto this piece here so it could be written on. Little stencil. Okay, the ledger page was from 1923. Lots of room to write or put pictures or whatever she wants to do. A little stenciling here. This is an opera page. This is an envelope with made out of book page with Mod Podged napkin on it. And this was one of my homemade cardstock journal cards, and I thought that went really pretty with that. So that goes in there. A little stenciling here. End of that signature, beginning of the next. This is another page from a magazine, and this was from the 1936 Cosmopolitan, and they had various, they were American people from different countries, so this was an Italian-American, and he wrote, "Can there possibly be peace?" It was World War II coming up here. And this is from the Polite Society, one of those, and it says abroad. Just stuck this in here. This is like a receipt that can be written on. Okay, this one I had in my stash, and it's vellum on a time card, and it lifts up like this so you can write on it, and it's a pocket, so I put one of the little homemade cardstock tags in there. Okay, this was the cover of a music page. This is what I took out off the first page that I didn't like. It just didn't seem, good. And then I put in a couple of my new little swatches picking up the colors of the flag, and a little repair there. Okay, and we've got an opera page, some onion skin. This is from an old book that I bought at a little notebook that I bought at an antique store, and it is from 1896. Okay. All right. On this page, I used one of my paper clips made from a card, and it looked like he could be Italian. It says "In my heart," and I have a like a receipt, or I don't know what it is, official something. I don't read Italian, but it's from 1904, and I just made it look old. Melody a la King. So I just put this in here. Oh, gotta get the right thing. With the might be easier to do from this side. Yeah. Okay. And that becomes one of the side dangles then. Kind of in a row. There's a dangle on each signature. Okay. This is the other side of that page from Cosmo that talked about, these are the other, Germany, England. Okay, end of that signature, beginning of the next. This was from that same Cosmopolitan. It said, anything goes with spaghetti, which is like Italian, but this is Heinz enriched spaghetti. It was an advertisement. And I guess, or kind of an article, but it just looks, just like SpaghettiOs. Ugh. So I did a little stenciling. And we have another one of those images, evening parties, that flips out so you can write on it. Here is a, what do they call these? The book where they list all the things and you could look it up without having to multiply it out. I don't know. Then I have more vintage from 1892. Ledger. This was the Suggest check that I put on a picture from Pompeii and some threads. And put it in, sewed it into the signature. This was from one of the farmer's notebooks where he was figuring things out. But you can write on it. Okay, this is the back of the guest check. Okay, on this page, I put a little pocket, just made out of book page, put some Italian things on it. This is like tucked in there. It's like issued in Italy, 1 lira. And I have some little stamp things that I stuck in, tiny little things you can write on the back. Okay. right? This has the lace, and I have a key on it. This is one of my homemade cardstock journal cards, and I made like an itty bitty belly band that this just slides into, and you can journal on the back of that. Okay, the end of that signature. Okay, this is from Prince and Other Dogs. This is from a railroad. This was a piece of original ephemera from a railroad. It's like a copy, but it doesn't say where it's from. And I thought, well, they have, it kind of does, but it's not real obvious. A weighing statement, and I just thought it looked kind of cool. It's like, it was like a copy. Okay, and this is something that I tried that I saw Anna do, made by Grenath, my friend, and I put some papers on here that you can write on, and then it has that side page, and I just put some decorations on it. I had sewed the paper onto there. It has a little airplane charm, and this side I had stitched just on this piece to make it look like that, and then it's a pocket. And so this is another, this is like an old map of Italy, and put that in to write on. And she can also tuck things in here. This was actually a page from Dante's Inferno in Italian, and I made, put pattern paper over it and made an envelope. And this was like a copy of an what do you call it? A telegram, but made it look old. And this is just a little card that's in Italian, and it closes the envelope, and then that can slide in here. Okay, this is actually from a book about Turkish, it's like, say, sightseeing, what is your charge per hour, and it tells you how to say it phonetically and everything, but it's actually from Turkey, but it says sightseeing, and then it was restaurants, so I just put that in anyway. It's kind of cool. Coffee dyed ledger. I have one of Tim Holtz People, and this is another like copy of it says 1 lira too. That sticks in there, and a little stenciling here, and the other part of that railroad thing. They have railroads everywhere. Prince and Other Dogs, just put a little religious type, it's like a tells he lived, I don't know when he lived or whatever. It was a saint. I've got my signature and my stamp, and that's the end. So that is my Italy journal. That's a commission for a woman buying it for her sister whose 60th birthday. She's going to Italy, and she didn't want a lot of like ancient things in, because they've already been to all of the tourist spots, you know, like the Colosseum in Rome and all of that, and they aren't going there. They're just going to Sardinia, and I believe her husband has relatives there. And so she didn't want it real like ancient Roman type things or whatever, or sightseeing type things. So I didn't put a lot of that in. I do have that one Pompeii picture, and that's about it. So then when you're ready to close it, this goes around and through. Come on. And there we go. And that is the Italian journal. So I hope you enjoyed the flip through. Comment below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I would appreciate that. And I will remind you to do something you love every day, because that's the secret to happiness. And this is Carol from Friendly Quill. See you in my next video.